Don't miss the awesome Naruto stories my sister creates. Her last channel was hacked, so to stay in the loop, please subscribe to her new channel. It would mean a lot to her, and you won't regret it. Hello to all lovers of lemon scenes. I invite you all to my boosty so you can watch your favorite Naruto What If stories in complete comfort. A subscription to Naruto Lemon, the first video with a full lemon, is already on my boosty channel. Dare! After Naruto woke up, he began to panic, because he was not in Konoha, but in some strange place. Naruto. Where the am I? Kurama. Calm down, you need to examine everything here. Naruto. Perhaps you're right. Naruto left the cave and saw that two people were training next to the river. Naruto. They remind me of someone. Kurama. Who's there? Naruto. You definitely don't see. Well, in short, one of them wears red armor, and he also has a katana. The hair is black, and the eyes are burning. Sharingan. Kurama. I don't like him anymore and he reminds me of someone. Okay, describe the second one. Naruto. The second one also has red armor, but stop. He's using Mokutan. Kurama. Really this? Naruto. It looks like these are legends of the shinobi world. But how could they survive? I read that they died during the last fight. And finally they noticed that a boy was standing in front of the entrance to the cave and was thinking about something. But his thoughts are interrupted by voices. Hashirama. Hello, my name is Hashirama Senju, and next to me is Madara Uchiha. What is your name and how old are you? Naruto. Is it really you? But I read that you died during the last battle. Madara. It's not like that. When we spent all our chakra reserves, we fell and laughed, after which we decided that we would leave the village and faked our death. And you didn't answer the question this idiot asked. Hashirama. What? Naruto. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, I'm 7 years old. Madara. Uzumaki means, but it looks like this is really Minato's son. Hashirama. Naruto. Do you know the truth about your parents? Naruto. No, Madara said sadly to Naruto. Then I'll tell you the whole truth. Naruto's eyes sparkled. Hashirama. Madara, don't you think it's still early? Madara, no, it's time. Naruto, let's go to the cave. Afterwards they went into a cave and there Madara began to talk about Naruto's parents. Flashback. During training, a guy wearing Jonin vests and a Konoha protector approached us. Madara. Who are you? Minato. Sorry Madara-sama, my name is Minato Uchiha, I came to you with a request. Hashirama, with a request, and how do you know about us? Minato. I am the 4th Hokage of Konohagakure and I have been following you for a long time. Madara. 4th Hokage? Did you follow? Minato. Yes, I would like you, Madara-sama, to teach me how to use the Manjiko Sharingan. I woke him up, but he eats up too much chakra. Madara. I still have nothing good to do. End of flashback. Madara told about everything. To say that Naruto was in shock is an understatement. He did not think that his father was the 4th Hokage, and his mother was in the past a Jinchuriki of the 9th tail. Madara. Naruto, you have 3 chakras, Uzumaki, Uchiha and not much Senju chakra. You have a choice, either you stay and we train you, or you go back to Konoha. After thinking, Naruto said. There's no reason for me to come back, I'm despised there and no one wants to play, so the choice is obvious. Hashirama. Okay, training starts tomorrow, and today rest. The next day. Hashirama. So Naruto, your training begins today, and it consists of the fact that we will develop your body for 3 hours, and after that we will learn taijutsu. We will also learn to throw iron for 4 hours, and the rest of the time we will learn chakra control. Naruto. Okay. Madara. For starters, run 40 kilometers, push-ups 350, squats 500. Hashirama. Don't you think that's too much? Naruto. No, Hashirama-sama, I want to become stronger. Madara. Naruto likes you more and more. This is how every day passed. Every day the tasks became more and more difficult. So 7 months passed, during which time in taijutsu Naruto was stronger than many jonin of Konoha, and in shuriken jutsu he was no worse than a strong jonin, and thanks to the fact that Kurama did not interfere with Naruto, the boy had excellent chakra control. One day, Madara called Naruto to the training ground. Naruto. Madara-sama, what happened? Madara. Naruto, you are already good at taijutsu and chakra control, so I decided to teach you ninjutsu and kenjutsu. Naruto jumped with happiness. Madara. Now we will determine your element. Madara gave the leaves to Naruto and said what to do, but after what Madara saw made him respect the boy even more. First, the paper shrank and then burned, the second got wet and was cut into pieces. Madara. Wow, Naruto, I'm surprised. Naruto. This means that I have 4 elements. Madara. Yes, your elements, Raiton, Katon, Suiton and Futon, lightning, fire, water and wind. Naruto. Wow, I want to learn different jutsu faster. Madara. Not so fast, you first need to learn basic techniques such as transformation and cloning, but to make it easier for you to train, first I will teach you shadow cloning. If you create clones, and then they train, then when you dispel them, all the knowledge that they have learned will be transferred to you. Naruto. Hi Madara-san. Day 1. Madara showed how to use shadow cloning, and Naruto, having activated his Sharingan, watched him. When Hashirama and Madara were talking about his father, Madara said that his Sharingan had awakened. First attempt. Naruto, no luck. Second attempt, no luck again. Third attempt, the result was a weak clone. And this was repeated until about the 13th attempt, when Naruto got a perfect clone of Naruto. Madara. Wow Naruto, you learn very quickly. Naruto. Thank you Madara-san. This week Naruto studied Kato's techniques such as Fireball, Phoenix Flowers, Fiery Destruction, and in his free time Naruto tried to create his own technique, namely fire clones, because after that, he would be able to create clones from other elements. A week later, they started using Suiton techniques. 2 guys approached the river and the black-haired one showed the first water technique, namely, the water bullet technique. An hour later, the yellow-haired man had a small bullet. Madara. Not bad, not bad. Naruto. Madara-san, I wanted to ask. Where did Hashirama-san go? Madara. He decided to go to Konoha, find out what was happening there, and he needed supplies. Naruto. I see. And so every day passed. The boy got up, washed, ate, went to the field and warmed up, then one of these 2 came up. And they started training. After 3 days, Hashirama came and began to tell him what was happening in Konoha. Hashirama. Firstly, security has become much better, now not everyone is allowed in. Second, now there is tension in Konoha, because their weapons have disappeared and they are preparing for war. Madara. I see, but this was expected, because Naruto is a Jinchuriki and he is the weapon of the village. Hashirama. Yes. By the way, Naruto, how is your training with fire clones? Naruto, it's better that they hold on for 2 minutes, but due to the fact that they consist only of Kato's chakra, it's difficult. Hashirama. I believe that you can handle it. Afterwards they continued to train. Every day, Naruto practiced the fire clone technique, and Madara also taught him such techniques as, water bullet was perfect, raging waves, water needles, shock whirlpool, barrage storm and water dragon, but the legendary shinobi were shocked that Naruto knew how to use these techniques and no water source. Hashirama's thoughts, Naruto is definitely a genius. A genius that this world has never known. Madara's thoughts, in terms of genius, he looks like me. Ha! And so Naruto continued to shock his teachers. At this pace, Naruto's birthday arrived. Since Naruto never celebrated it, he forgot about it, but Madara and Hashirama knew when his birthday was, because Naruto said that day that they wanted to kill him on his birthday, and then it was October 10th, so Hashirama and Madara decided to give Naruto their cells in the hope that Naruto would awaken his Makuton and Rinnegan. Night has come. Naruto sleeps while Madara and Hashirama transplant their cells. The day came. Naruto woke up as always and went to take water treatments and eat. But Naruto felt some kind of change in himself, as if he had become much stronger. After all the procedures, he went to the field and began to warm up, 300 push-ups, 500 squats, 60 kilometers of running with 60 kilograms weights. After warming up, Hashirama and Madara arrived. Hashirama. Naruto, do you feel any change in yourself? Naruto. Yes, I feel that I have become stronger, but for some reason a lot of chakra has accumulated in my eyes. Madara. Activate your Sharingan. The boy agrees and activates his dojutsu, but instead of the Sharingan there was a Rinnegan with 12 Tamoi. Hashirama. How can this be? Madara. Even I'm surprised. Naruto did not understand what they were talking about. The boy walked up to the river and looked at his reflection. Naruto's surprise could not be expressed in words. The boy saw his own eyes and froze in place. Naruto. How can this be? Madara. I don't understand myself. We just gave you our cells. Naruto. What? That means my Makuton might even awaken? Hashirama. It turns out that it's so, since you even awakened the Rinnegan, and not just an ordinary one, but with a Tomo, and you can both activate and deactivate. Naruto. Hooray! The usually quiet blonde shouted. Time skip. A young man sits in a clearing in a meditation pose, who doesn't look like a teenager. A tall, slender guy with hair the color of the sun and eyes the color of the sky. The young man was without outerwear and therefore the guy's abs and muscular physique were visible. After some time, a man of about 20 with dark hair approaches him. Madara. Naruto has had enough meditation for today, now he will practice kenjutsu. Naruto. Madara-san, you understand that with my amount of chakra I need to train control. Madara. Naruto, your katana skills are almost perfect. That's why I want to develop it to the end. Naruto. Okay. The blonde lazily stood up and began to listen to Madara. For starters, now you will fight with my clone, and then with me. Naruto. Okay, I'll just go put on my uniform. After 5 minutes, Naruto came out, dressed in a black suit, as well as his favorite half-face mask, which he bought while scouting the Cloud Village. Naruto. Madara-san, can I use jutsu? Madara. No, now we are practicing pure kenjutsu. Naruto. Oh well. Now there was a fight between the legendary shinobi and a 12-year-old boy, in which the boy dominated. After dealing with the clone, the boy attacked the man, and the fight was much more difficult. The man dodged all the blows and hit him 5 times, leaving the boy with 2 cuts. Can you tell me where the other 3 went? It's simple, the boy's regeneration was incredible, the cuts disappeared literally in minutes, and sometimes even seconds. The fight lasted 20 minutes and ended with the man's katana at the boy's throat. Naruto. I lost again. Madara. No problem, you're only 12 years old, and you've already made me sweat. The boy just chuckled and they went into the cave. There they were met by a man, also about 20 years old. Hashirama. So, how was your training? Naruto. I got killed again. Madara and Hashirama laughed, but then they looked at each other sadly. Hashirama. Naruto. We need to talk. Naruto realized that this was something serious and therefore made a mask of a cold-blooded young man. The third person walked into the main room of the cave and after exchanging glances they began a dialogue. Madara. Naruto. You understand that people cannot live forever? Naruto. I understand. Hashirama. So. We only have 2 weeks left. Naruto was numb about such words. People whom he respected and loved say that they will soon die. Madara. Naruto, during these 2 weeks, Hashirama and I will tell you the remaining battle tactics that we did not tell you, and we will also tell you about Uzushiogakure, the village of your clan. Madara said sadly to Naruto, I need to collect my thoughts. And the blonde went to his room. Naruto didn't leave his room all day, he couldn't come to terms with the fact that people important to him would soon be gone. The next day, Naruto went out and promised Madara and Hashirama that he would learn everything by heart. The next days Naruto studied as if it were his last training, he trained until he ran out of chakra, and Naruto had quite a bit of chakra. To put it mildly. And so. This day has come. Everything was as usual, but then a noise was heard from the cave, as if someone had fallen. Naruto got there in an instant and saw Madara and Hashirama lying. Hashirama. Naruto, the time has come for us to say goodbye. I hope that you will become a strong shinobi and become the one who will establish peace in the world. Madara. Naruto, after we die, burn our bodies so that no one can get the Sharingan and yes, somehow find the receiver of my old eyes, because I once gave my Rinnegan to one boy. Hashirama. And yes Naruto, there is a note on the table. If you return to Konoha, give it to Hiruzen. And Madara and Hashirama simultaneously said. Never give up and go to your goal. And these were their last words. A hail of tears poured down the boy's face. After 10 minutes, he cried all the tears he had. Naruto. Madara-sama. Hashirama-sama. I will fulfill all your aspirations. After these words, Naruto burns the bodies of his sensei and decides to go to Konoha. Naruto decides to go to Konoha because he could live there and then go on a journey to Uzushio, because according to Hashirama and Madara, Uzushio was destroyed and the forbidden techniques were lost. A tall guy dressed in a black suit and the same pants approached the gates of Konoha. The upper part of his face was covered by a hood, and the lower part of his face was covered by a mask. As always, the eternal guards Izuna and Kotetsu stood at the gate. Seeing the guy, they asked. Kotetsu. Who are you? Naruto just looked at him and said to Naruto. I need to go to the Hokage. Izuna. First, say your name. Naruto. You still won't believe it. Okay, my name is Uzumaki Naruto. The guards froze, because the whole village thought that Naruto was stabbed to death by drunken shinobi. Kotetsu. Okay, follow me. They entered the village and headed to the Hokage's residence. There was silence while they walked. After some time, they entered the residence and, approaching Kotetsu's office, knocked and, having received permission, entered. Kotetsu. The Hokage herself came to you here. And Naruto entered the office. Hiruzen was confused by the fact that Naruto was dressed like that, so he prepared for battle. Hiruzen. Who are you? Naruto. Don't you recognize me? The third old man. And the young man takes off his hood and half mask, and what Hiruzen saw shocked him. Blue eyes, yellow hair, stripes on the cheeks. Hiruzen. But how? That was all Hiruzen could say. Hiruzen's POV. Today, as always, I was going through papers. There was a knock at the office and I gave the go-ahead. An umbu flew into the office and, with permission, began to report that the Jinchuriki had disappeared. According to the testimony, there was a pogrom in his apartment. The door was broken, the table was overturned, senbon and still not dried blood were lying on the floor. Then I ordered to find those who did this and punish them severely and send umbu to search for Naruto. After that, the umbu disappeared into the shunshin, and I began to smoke a pipe with soothing herbs. Today was a normal day. I was sorting through papers again, then there was a knock at the office. I gave the go-ahead and Kotetsu came into the office and said that they had come to see me. Then a strange young man who was dressed all in black entered the office. I prepared for battle just in case. Afterwards I asked him, "Who is he?" To which he answered me, "Don't you recognize me?" The third old man. After these words, he took off his hood and half mask and Kotetsu and I saw, yellow hair and blue eyes. I immediately recognized one person. Naruto. End POV Hiruzen. Naruto. Well, did the third old man recognize me? Hiruzen. Kotetsu come out. Kotetsu. Hi. Kotetsu answered briefly and left the residence. Hiruzen. Naruto, we have a long dialogue ahead of us. Naruto began to tell everything to Hiruzen and gave him the note he took from the table. After Naruto's story, Hiruzen's jaw was on the ground. Hiruzen. Yes, it's very hard to believe, but because of the note I believe you, but it also says that you know about your parents, is that true? Naruto. Yes, I know that my father was the fourth Hokage and he was an Uchiha and there was not a lot of Seiju blood in him, and my mother was a purebred Uzumaki. Hiruzen. I see. Then I have no reason not to give it to you. The third began to look for something and after a couple of minutes found the key. Hiruzen. Here, take it. This is the key to your parents' house. This house is located in the center of Konoha. They also left you a large inheritance in the amount of 100 million ryo. Here is the receipt. Naruto thanked Hiruzen and was about to leave. But Hiruzen stopped him. Hiruzen. Naruto, I would like you to go to the Ninja Academy. Naruto. Do what you want, but one condition. You won't stop me from training. Hiruzen. Okay. After leaving the residence, the young man went to his parents' house. Along the way, he felt looks of distrust on him, because now he was dressed like some kind of renegade. Arriving at the house, he discovered that there was a barrier on the house. After rummaging in his pockets, he found the key that Hiruzen had given him. Having dispelled the barrier, the young man looked around the yard. Various flowers were blooming along the edges of the road that led to the door to the house. There were also pots of flowers by the door. Apple trees grew along the edges of the house. Entering the house, Naruto discovered that nothing was rotting or falling off, and Naruto remembered how Hashirama told him about the temporary barrier. It seemed like this was just this case. Walking into the kitchen, he opened the refrigerator and saw a mountain of food there. The boy smiled and went to the bathroom. After washing, the guy went to eat. I made myself a couple of sandwiches. After eating, Naruto went down to his subconscious to talk with Kurama. Naruto. Hello flea mat. Kurama. Who is this flea rug? I'll just eat you up now and that's it. Naruto. Oh, don't be angry, just because I removed the cage doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Naruto's POV. Back then, I had only just started training with the legendary shinobi for a month. That day, Madara-san and Hashirama-san went to the grass village on business, and they left me to look after the shelter. Then, as always, I was training in throwing iron, so about an hour passed when suddenly the bandits appeared. Then I didn't know much about anything, so I used the powers of the fox, but the bandits kept arriving, and because of the seal, Kurama could not give all the power. Then I decided to open the seal, because Kurama would not take over my body. Then I approached the cage and the water lifted me up. Then I began to break the seal, when my hand was grabbed and dragged away. Then I looked at the one who did it and saw the fourth Hokage and his wife. Naruto. Mom. Dad. Minato. So you know us, Minato said with a smile. To Naruto. Of course, Madara-sama and Hashirama-sama told me everything. Minato. Where do you know them from? Naruto. I study with them. And Naruto began to talk about Konoha and how they treated him and how he got to Madara and Hashirama. Minato. I see. So they didn't tell you. Suddenly Kushina hugs Naruto. Kushina. Sorry son. We didn't want you to be treated like that. Sorry we ruined your whole life. Kushina said while crying. Minato followed suit and also hugged his son. After standing like that for a minute, they began to disappear, but Minato and Kushina touched Naruto's forehead. And Naruto began to be overwhelmed by the memories of his parents. Naruto only managed to whisper. Thank you. Kurama. I'm really sorry. Naruto. No, nothing, I understand that you didn't kill them of your own free will. Okay, let's do them. Kurama. Yeah. In the present time, a second passed, but in the subconscious it was about an hour. Seeing that the red chakra was disappearing, the bandits attacked Naruto at once, but this was their fatal mistake, because after a moment Naruto was covered with yellow chakra and the hands from the chakra grabbed the bandits and the hands from the chakra crushed them. Naruto then lost consciousness from excess chakra. End POV Naruto. Naruto. According to my father's recollections, behind the painting in the bedroom there is a secret passage that leads to the room where scrolls with the techniques of my father and the Uzumaki clan are stored. Night. At this time there was no one on the streets, and the lights were not on. Only A and Bu were jumping on the upper tracks. In one room sat a young man who looked 16, but in fact he was 12. He sat and looked at some scrolls. Naruto. Yeah, father's techniques aren't that easy. Kurama. What did you want? He was the fastest shinobi of that time. Naruto. Yes. But Uzumaki's techniques are also complex. Okay, I'll train them, and then I'll go to Uzushio to find more scrolls. Now go to bed, and tomorrow we'll go to this academy. Kurama. You yourself agreed. And the subconscious was filled with mad laughter. Naruto. Shut up, red rug. After this altercation, the guy went to bed. The next day Naruto woke up at 6 a.m. After washing and eating, Naruto headed to the academy. It seems like the Genin exam will be held in 2 weeks, and I have to take it. Oh, how lazy I am. With such thoughts, Naruto walked up to his classroom and began to wait for the teacher. 10 minutes later Irika walked in. Irika. So that means you are Naruto Uzumaki? Naruto. Yes, Naruto said coldly. He spoke joyfully only with Madara and Hashirama, and sometimes when he was in a good mood, but now was not the situation. Irika. Okay, let's go to the auditorium. Naruto nodded his head, and when they walked in everyone fell silent and started staring at them. Irika. Everyone take their seats. This is our new student, introduce yourself. Naruto. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, I'm 12 years old, I don't like a lot and don't like a lot. There is no dream. There is a goal, but I won't tell you it. Then the hubbub began that they didn't learn anything about the new guy, etc. Irika. So everyone, keep quiet. Naruto, take a seat in the empty seat. Naruto went to the last desk in the first row, next to the window. When he approached, there was a boy sitting there who was sleeping. Naruto sat down with him, and the boy just looked at him and went back to sleep. Naruto liked him and said hello. Naruto. Hello, my name is Naruto, what's yours? Shikamaru. Yeah, hello, I'm Shikamaru Nara. Afterwards, Shikamaru went back to sleep and Naruto followed his example, because he was taught this in his first year of training with Madara and Hashiram. After the theory, they left the classroom and went to the school training ground, where Irika began to name pairs for sparring. The fights were boring without the use of chakra, and now it was Naruto's turn against Sasuke. They stood opposite each other and examined their opponent. All the girls were rooting for Sasuke. Sasuke. Don't whine later when I beat you. Irika waved his hand and the battle began. Sasuke attacked first. Kick to the chest. Naruto caught the leg with his hand, caught the next blow to the head, and another kick, but this time to the stomach. Naruto pushes Sasuke away and strikes him in the stomach, after which he cuts and Sasuke is already lying on the ground. Irika defeated Naruto Uzumaki. At first everyone fell silent, and then the girls started shouting that Sasuke gave in, and Naruto couldn't do anything. Naruto didn't care about other people's opinions, so he simply took his place. Sasuke also stood up and went to his place, glaring at Naruto. Irika. Okay, lessons are finished for today, you can go. Hi. The students shouted and dispersed. Naruto went home and on the way he thought it was too easy. Arriving home, he ate, took the scrolls and went to the training ground which was near the Forest of Death. Approaching the training ground, Naruto took out his father's kunai and threw them at the trees that grew near the lake. First he moved to the first, then to the second, but to the third he did not have enough strength, even though he had more than enough chakra. After 3 hours of training, he still could not move normally. Then he began to study the techniques of the Uzumaki clan, from which he learned that there is a chain technique that can only be used by females, and Naruto decided to invent the same technique, but it will be available for males too. So he started training. The lessons at the academy were very boring because Naruto already knew all this. The young man easily passed the genin exam. The team was, as in the canon, consisting of Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto and Kakashi. All the jonins had already taken their genins and only team number 7 remained. At this time Sakura was climbing towards Sasuke, and Sasuke just looked away, and our blonde sat and looked out the window. Suddenly Kakashi appears and tells them to go to the roof. Sakura and Sasuke went up the stairs, and Naruto climbed up the wall. There they began to talk about themselves. Kakashi. Tell me about yourself, your name, what you like, what you don't like, dreams, goals. Let's start with you, he pointed to Sakura. Sakura. Or maybe you first. Kakashi. Okay, my name is Hatake Kakashi, I am a jonin of the Hidden Leaf Village. I like a lot and don't like a lot, but you don't need to know my goals and dreams. Sakura. Yes. We didn't learn anything except that he's a jonin, right, Sasuke-kun? Sasuke didn't even look at Sakura. Kakashi. Now you, he pointed at Sakura again. Sakura. My name is Sakura Haruna, I like, well, staring at Sasuke, but I don't like staring at Naruto. A dream. And again he glares at Sasuke. Kakashi. It's clear now you, showed at Sasuke. Sasuke. My name is Uchiha Sasuke, I don't like a lot and don't like a lot, a dream, I don't have a dream. I have a goal, kill one person. Kakashi. Well, now you, pointed to the blonde. Naruto. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. There are few things I like and many things I don't like, and you don't need to know my dreams and goals. Kakashi. To be honest, I don't like you guys. Okay, tomorrow at 6 at the 7th training ground, and it's better not to eat in the morning, otherwise you'll throw up. And Kakashi disappeared into the Shunshin, and the team dispersed. Naruto, as always, went to the training ground to practice the technique of the God of Thunder. In a week, he only completed half of it, and the techniques of the Uzumaki clan, oddly enough, came easily to him. Naruto decided to test his speed without weights. Removing them, he accelerated to maximum speed, and when he ran between the trees they broke. Now Naruto's speed without weights was equal to the speed of sound. The next day the guy got up and went to the bathroom. After taking water procedures, he quickly ate and went to the training ground. The guy was an hour late, but he didn't care, because he knew that Sensei would also be late. And so it happened. When he arrived, he saw Sakura and Sasuke, but Kakashi was not there. Seeing Naruto, Sakura came up and started saying that he was untalented and stuff like that. Naruto simply didn't listen and fell asleep leaning against a tree. He woke up when Kakashi appeared. Kakashi began to explain the rules of the test. Kakashi. Now you will have to take away these bells. You have until sunset. Attack as if you want to kill me. Sakura. But there are only 2 bells. Kakashi. Sakura noted correctly, the one who cannot take away the bells will return to the academy, and also if not one of you gets the bell, then you will all return to the academy. Let's start. Everyone hid in the bushes. Naruto decided to find Sasuke and Sakura and tell them his plan. When he found them, he began to tell. After the story, Sasuke agreed, followed by Sakura. Kakashi's POV. I was standing and reading a book, when suddenly kunai and shurikens flew at me, and they were flying from 9 different places. I put the book down and fought off all the kunai when suddenly 9 Naruto came out, but there was something in them that made the sense of danger sound the alarm. I started to fight. At first I fought with one clone, but what shocked me was that the clone fought me on equal terms. I started using kunai and throwing them at him. And this clone took out a katana and charged it with fire chakra and repelled all the iron. He attacked me. But I was able to distract him and knock him out, but what happened then just killed me. This clone passed out, but I was on fire. Of course, I put out the flame, but the second one attacked me. I also knocked him out, but a wave of water collapsed on me. Afterwards I recovered and saw that a fireball and kunai were flying at me. I tried to jump away, but the clones were holding me. I used the replacement technique and ended up in a tree. I was just about to exhale, but then kunai flew at me again and I saw Sakura, and Sasuke appeared behind me. Using a fireball, I took off the headband and looked at them with the Sharingan. Then I wanted to jump to the side, but the chains stopped me. I quickly realized that chakra was being siphoned out of me. I tried to use the replacement technique, but it didn't work. I was already preparing to be incinerated, when suddenly the space began to collapse. And I woke up already tied to a post, and 3 of my students stood in front of me and they each held 1 bell. Kakashi. Genjutsu? But how? Naruto. When you fought my second clone, he put a genjutsu on you. Kakashi. Where does another bell come from? Naruto. Shadow cloning. Kakashi. I see, you passed well. But Naruto, what kind of clone was it, after which the fire began to burn me? Naruto. This is my elemental clone technique. That is, instead of regular chakra, I feed them with elemental chakra and that clone composition from Kato's chakra. Kakashi. Interesting, okay, you can go. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. at the residence. End POV Kakashi. And Kakashi disappeared into the Shunshin. Everything was according to the canon. They were given easy missions of rank D, but at one point Hiruzen decided to give them a mission of rank C. Hiruzen. Today is your task of rank C. You must escort the carpenter to the land of waves. Tazuna-san, come in. And a drunk man came into the office with cheap sake in his hands. Tazuna. And these kids will protect me. They don't look like shinobi. At these words, Naruto simply snorted and told him in a grave voice to watch his language. From such a voice, everyone in the office froze. Kakashi. LOK, we'll meet at the gate in an hour. And everyone left the office. An hour later they were at the gate, even Kakashi was not late and they set off. There were 5 people walking along the road, 1 jonin, 3 genin and 1 customer. 1 girl pestered the guy, but the second one didn't react. And the third teammate was thinking about something and walking with a thoughtful look. Kakashi reacted to this. Kakashi. What was Naruto thinking about? Naruto. What? No way. Although, Kakashi-sensei, scrolls with forbidden fuin techniques were never found in Yuzashigakure? Kakashi. No, they didn't find it. Why do you need this? Naruto. Just like that. Then they walked in silence, only Sakura pestered Sasuke. But that wasn't why Naruto laughed. On the way, the team passed by a puddle, although it had not rained for a month. Naruto took out kunai with explosive seals and threw them into the puddle. Everyone thought Naruto was an idiot except Kakashi. After the throw, 2 renegades lay on the ground. Kakashi walked over and pinned them to the tree. Kakashi. Well done, Naruto, but how did you guess that this was not a real puddle? Naruto. Kakashi-sensei, we haven't had rain for a month and the question is where the puddle could come from. Kakashi. Well done, Naruto, and you second follow Naruto's example, be careful, or such a little thing could cost you your life. After waiting for the renegades to wake up, Kakashi began interrogating why they attacked them. After an hour of such questions, they did not answer anything. Naruto. Kakashi-sensei, can I try it? Kakashi. Yes, of course, Naruto, what are you going to do? Naruto. You'll see now. The young man approached the renegades and put some seals on them. And asked. Naruto. Now tell me who sent you and why did you attack us? Not even though they started talking. Even though they resisted. Gozu. Gato sent us to kill the carpenter, because if they finish building the bridge, then Gato's penetration will end, and there will be our work and money. Naruto. Well done. Kakashi. Naruto, but how? Naruto. Put 1 seal on them. Kakashi. I see. Tazuna-san, do you want to tell us something? Tazuna told everything as in the canon. After telling them, they still decided to move on. On the way, everything was quiet. 2 days passed, when suddenly a sword did not fly over the heads of the team and it would have cut several heads, if not for Naruto, who simply caught the sword and threw it back. A minute later, a man appears on the tree, covering half his face with bandages. Zabuza. You are an interesting fellow. It's commendable to just take and throw my sword at me. Kakashi. Momochi Zabuza, one of the swordsmen of the Bloody Mist. Zabuza. About. There's also the copy ninja Kakashi. How interesting. But now I'm not behind you. Give me the carpenter and I won't kill you. Naruto. Don't you think that you overestimate yourself too much? Zabuza. Boy, don't piss me off. Kakashi. Sasuke, Naruto, Sakura, guard Tazuna, and I'll take care of him. And Kakashi's red eye opens in front of everyone. Sasuke. What, Sharingan? But where? After all, only Uchihas own it. Just as Kakashi wanted to attack Zabuza, Zabuza knocks Naruto out from behind, but instead of the first, there is water. So, it was a clone, which means most likely he will be behind. Naruto crouches and dodges Zabuza's blow. The blonde wants to make a sweep, but the swordsman jumps away. Zabuza. Huh, you surprise me even more. Naruto. Katan, fireball. The ball flew at the swordsman, but he dodges and attacks with a sword. Suddenly the blonde also gives him a katana and envelopes him in wind chakra and deflects the blow. The blonde attacked next, he wanted to cut off his hand, but Zabuza dodges. Zabuza. Suiton water dragon. And the water dragon flew towards Naruto. Naruto. Dayton, stone wall. Yes, Naruto can use Dayton, since Rinnegan holders can use all 5 elements. The dragon hit the wall, but could not break through it. Suddenly the swordsman uses the fog technique and the fog covers the entire field. At this time Zabuza created a clone and sent him to deal with the carpenter, but he did not take one thing into account. Kakashi. Kakashi began to fight the clone and defeated him. The copier decided that he needed to help Naruto, but he just wants to run and help as he hears. Naruto. Suiton, whirlpool. Raiden, conducting lightning. Suddenly, Zabuza began to be pulled into some kind of funnel, but the worst thing was that this funnel was saturated with lightning and now the swordsman was having a hard time. After the technique dissipated, Naruto approached Zabuza, but then Senbons flew into the swordsman and an ANBU appeared. Haku. Thank you for catching him, I am an ANBU of the fog, I was sent to eliminate him, but you helped me a lot. And suddenly they disappeared. Kakashi. Naruto, why did you disobey my order? Naruto. Pfft. Kakashi. Oh. Well, why do I need such a command? Okay, can you go? Naruto. Yes. Kakashi. Okay, let's move on. They walked further in silence, each thinking about Naruto. Kakashi. Naruto, where did you get 4 elements from? Sasuke. Oh, Naruto. If I can't defeat you, then Itachi for sure. Sakura. Is this new guy really so strong? Tazuna. This guy is strong. So in silence they reached Tazuna's house, where his daughter and grandson met them. In the house they ate and went to bed, but Tazuna's grandson, Inari, did not sleep and stood on the balcony. Suddenly a hand approached him and touched him. Inari quickly looked at whoever did it and it turned out to be Naruto. Inari. Oh, it's you, ninja. Naruto. Why is this? Inari. You fight with those you cannot defeat and train forever, but you still cannot defeat someone who is stronger than you. This is how my father died. He fought with this Gato when he came at him, but he lost, and because of this I don't have a dad, although you won't understand this, because you have everything. Home, parents, friends. It's better not to do anything, but stay alive. Naruto. If I had all this. Inari looked at the blonde. Inari. What do you mean? Naruto. I've been alone since childhood. Not parents, not a comfortable home. I was an orphan, and the residents tried to help me and I tried to understand what was wrong with me. But one day a situation happened to me when I was almost killed, but I temporarily stopped my life. Then I ended up with some shinobi who raised me, trained me, and took care of me. But they died. The blonde said these words quietly. But I will fulfill their aspirations and goals, I will never give up. Even if the enemy is 10 times stronger than me. Okay, I started talking for some reason, I went to bed. Afterwards, Naruto left, and Inari was left to think about everything that this ninja had said. The next day, Team 7 got up and went to breakfast. Afterwards they went to the bridge where construction was currently underway. So the days passed. Kakashi sometimes trained his team in chakra control, but Naruto did not train because he had been able to do this for a long time. About a week later, the bridge was almost completed when the fog began to rise. Team 7 realized that it was Zabuza. Kakashi shouted for everyone to run away and for the team to prepare for battle. A minute later Zabuza and that Umbu appear. Zabuza. You again. Haku, deal with that black-haired and pink-haired one, and I have to repay this blonde. Haku nodded his head and used the ice mirror technique. The swordsman created a clone and sent it to Kakashi, and he ran towards Naruto, simultaneously taking out his sword. Naruto also pulled out a katana and the fight began. At first they fought on equal terms, but at one point Naruto heard Sakura scream, then looked at Kakashi and saw that he was in a water prison. Zabuza. It looks like your comrades are about to die. Naruto. Looks like I'll have to use a third of my strength, but I thought I'd save it. Makuton tree cage. And from under Zabuza a cell of wood began to grow. Zabuza and Kakashi were shocked, because only the first Hokage and maybe a couple more people had this genome. Naruto ran towards Zabuza's clone and cuts it with a katana that was saturated with wind and lightning chakra. When the blonde cut the clone, Kakashi freed himself. Then he ran to the ice mirrors and simply cut them into pieces. And Naruto pulls Sakura and Sasuke out of there, and Haku was shocked that his mirrors were broken so easily. In a matter of seconds, Naruto catches Haku and sends him to Zabuza. Zabuza. Who are you? Naruto. Me? I am the one who will save the world from wars and anger. At this time Gato appears. Gato. I thought that you couldn't rely on them, Zabuza, aren't you ashamed to lose to a child? Zabuza tried to free himself from the cage, but he couldn't. Naruto. Calm down, I myself. Naruto sits down and uses the wood spear technique, and spears began to burst out of the ground and pierce Gato's subordinates, and a minute later all the subordinates were killed and Gato himself too. Afterwards the young man turned back and saw 5 shocked faces. After 3 days the bridge was completed. Zabuza and Haku helped in this because they renounced the shinobi path and decided to travel. The bridge was named after Naruto. At first he was against it, but then gave in. Also, when they were going to the village, everyone was grateful to them. So they went to Konoha. The blonde man was lying on the bed and thinking about something. It was night now, but he didn't want to sleep one bit. Tired of just lying there, he went to the kitchen to make himself some tea. After the kettle boiled, the blonde sat down to drink tea and think about the mission. Naruto's POV. How wrong I was. Even though I showed a quarter of my strength, it was still too much. Now everyone will know that I have Mokuton. And I didn't even tell the Hokage. Okay, we need to calm down. At least they don't know about the Rinnegan and the fact that I'm friends with Kurama. Kurama. Yeah, that's a problem. Well, who forced you to use Mokuton, because with speed alone you could save those weaklings. Naruto. Yeah, I don't know what came over me then. Most likely this is due to a lack of experience, because I only fought with bandits and weak Nukenin, and all because of Hashirama. Because it was he who said that it was too early for me to fight with strong Nukenin. Yes, I got a Jinchuriki. Any child would praise him, but his Jinchuriki would sulk about it. Naruto. Shut up. And I'm not sulking at all, it's just a shame that Hashirama-sama considered me weak for this. Yes, but I'm sure that Madara was in favor of you fighting the Nukenin in a more difficult way. Naruto. But then how did Hashirama persuade him? Kurama. I'm afraid to imagine. End POV Naruto. After this answer, there was silence, but within seconds they were both laughing like crazy, because they both knew what Hashirama was like. And these memories made Naruto sad that they were gone now. After a while, the blonde went to bed. Having woken up, we went through the usual procedures: make the bed, wash, eat and go to stretch. Since today was a day off, Naruto decided to practice. And just as he wanted to go to the training ground, Hatake appeared. Kakashi. Yo Naruto. Naruto. What happened Kakashi-sensei? Kakashi. Today at 2 o'clock at the 7th training ground. And after these words, Hatake disappeared into the Shunshin, leaving a dissatisfied Naruto. Walking through the village, the blonde met a very bright boy. He knocked down his sensei, with what? He turned into a shrieksy girl and sensei just fell while bleeding from his nose. Then the boy ran up to me. Konohamaru. Who are you? Why are you dressed like that? You look strong, maybe we can fight? Naruto. I am Uzumaki Naruto. These are my usual clothes, I like them that way. I don't want to hit the little ones. After these words the boy flared up. Konohamaru. How dare you? I am Sarutobi Konohamaru, the grandson of the third Hokage. I will not lose to you, you will see. Naruto. Yes, I'll go. Konohamaru. Stop. Konohamaru stood in front of Naruto and used his technique. He transformed into a beautiful brunette with a size 3 breast and began to pester Naruto, but the second even moved, looking at him with an angry look. He was afraid and reincarnated into his normal self. Then he ran from there and turned the corner, and just as Naruto was about to move on, he heard voices. The blonde decided to check what happened there and, jumping onto the roof of the house, he began to look at the picture that stuck before his eyes. Naruto's POV. I climbed onto the roof and watched as the boy was grabbed by a boy. He had purple stripes on his cheeks and was dressed in a black vest with a hood and pants of the same color. There was also something behind his back and it didn't seem like anything remarkable, but he was from Suna, Sand Village. Next to him was a girl with dark blonde hair, and behind him was a huge fan. It seemed like she was just an unusual girl, but for some reason, when I looked at her, my heart began to beat faster. I barely suppressed these emotions and started a dialogue from there, as this guy began to turn to threats. Naruto. We hurt little ones. I hate to do this. I said with a smile. Kankuro. Who else are you? I'm just a boy who was passing by. Kankuro. Well, move on, but I need to teach this little guy a lesson. He'll know how to crash into people. Yes, Temari? But that girl didn't answer. Kankuro. Temari. Temari. What's happened? I don't know, she said quietly. End POV Naruto. POV Temari. Kankuro and I were walking to the hotel where we were staying for the Kanon exam. Suddenly a guy with a long scarf and a gray vest and black pants flew into Kankuro. Kankuro took it in his hand and began to tell him something. I just stood there, but after this guy appeared. He was dressed in a black sweatshirt and the same pants, with a katana on his belt. He had yellow hair and such beautiful blue eyes. I myself didn't understand how I stared at him and that smile. For some reason, my heart began to beat wildly and my breathing quickened. I didn't understand what was happening as Kankuro took me out. Kankuro. Temari. Temari. What? I don't know. After these words, Kankuro decided to attack this boy. But he was stopped by the voice that we least wanted to hear. Gaara. Kankuro, stop it. He said dryly. End POV Temari. Kankuro. Gaara, what are you doing here? Gaara. I was looking for you. Baku told us to come to the room. Temari. Oh okay, we're on our way. Then Naruto began to speak. Naruto. What are the sand ninjas doing in the village? Kankuro. You don't even know that. Ha. I always knew that Konoha ninjas are stupid and Gaara. Silence, Kankuro. Kankuro quickly shut up and looked at Gaara with fear. Gaara. We came for the exam. Naruto. What exam? Gaara. It seems you are so weak that they didn't even tell you that there would be an exam. Naruto was taught to control his emotions, so he gave in to the provocation and simply snorted. Gaara. Okay, let's go. Both agreed, and the boy let the boy go. And they left. Konohamaru. Thank you, brother Naruto. Naruto. Go about your business already, especially since I didn't do anything. Naruto arrived at the training ground and saw Sasuke and Sakura, but the sensei was not there, so Naruto went to a tree and lay down under it. After 2 hours, Hatake appeared. Sakura immediately threw a kunai at him, but Hatake easily dodged it. Kakashi. Sorry guys, I was just translating the old lady across the road. Okay, in a week the Chunin exam will be held. The first stage will be written, so get ready, but for now I'll go. 3. And what was that? At this time, in the room where the sand ninjas were staying. Baku. I hope you understand. The third stage will be the capture of Konoha. Since there is no Jinchuriki, it won't be that difficult. Only Konoha knows that the Jinchuriki has returned. Do you understand everything? 3. Yes. Everyone left, but Temari remained in the room and thought about the boy whom she and Kankuro met. A week has passed. Team 7 went up to the second floor and noticed that 2 Chunin were delaying the genin. Team 7 realized that this was an illusion, because the office they needed was on the 3rd floor, and Naruto simply looked through the illusion. They walked further when they were stopped by one of the Kanin. Kotetsu. Hey, where are you heading to the office you need? Follow us. Naruto. Kotetsu, are you serious? Kotetsu. What are you talking about, Naruto? Naruto. Even those who do not understand illusions can understand this due to the fact that the office we need is on the 3rd floor, and this is the 2nd. And they moved on. Everyone was surprised because they really were on the 2nd floor. When Team 7 entered the office, Sasuke was accosted by a boy in green tights. Lee. Uchiha Sasuke, fight me. Sasuke. Leave me alone. Lee. I can't, this is the power of youth. Team 7 ignores him and enters the office. There Sasuke is met by a crowd of fans. And Naruto goes to Shikamaru and Choji. In the middle of the conversation, a man with a scar comes in. Ibiki. Everyone, sit down. I am your first examiner. Now I will give you worksheets with tasks, you will have an hour to complete. Those who cheat will immediately be eliminated from the exam. Let's start. Naruto looked at the assignment sheet. And snorting, he quickly wrote all the answers, because he knew this even in the first month of training with Madara and Hashiram. After he wrote, he began to watch how others wrote. He saw that Ino was passing everything on to her teammates. Sasuke and Neji write themselves. Sakura too. There is a sand eye above one of the guys. And he didn't notice anyone else notable. Except. He saw the one that made his head spin. Temari. After looking at it, he realized that after the exam he should talk to her. Temari saw this look and blushed. And Temari also decided to approach him after the exam. Suddenly Ibiki tells the girls to put everything aside and asks the last question. Ibiki. Now I will ask the last 10th question. But keep in mind that if you answer incorrectly, then you will no longer be able to become Chonin, so those who are not confident in their abilities, please leave. Half the class left and only those who were sure remained. Ibiki. Okay. You passed everything, Ibiki said. Sakura. But you didn't ask the question. Ibiki. Those who doubt their abilities are weak and unworthy of even the hope of the title of Chunin. You will not always come across opponents weaker than you. Could they be stronger than you and you will retreat? Everyone fell silent, but then a wild-looking girl appears through the window. Enko. I am your second examiner. Come with me. Near the forest of death. Enko. This is the forest of death. Here you will pass the second stage of the exam. You must select the opposite scroll. There are 2 scrolls in total, the scroll of heaven and earth. In 7 days you must take the scroll and come to the tower. Since you may die here, we will give you forms where you indicate that we do not bear any responsibility for you. Naruto. Pfft. Enko looked at Naruto and threw a kunai at him, and she found herself behind his back, but as a friend, Naruto disappears and appears behind Enka and puts his katana to her throat. Enka. You're not so bad. Everyone was given forms and they signed on them, and some left. Team 7 stood in front of the gate and discussed something. Enko. Let's start. We moved into the forest of death. We had the scroll of heaven and we needed to take away the scroll of earth. I had the scroll because I was the strongest and Sasuke was very angry about it. We ran for about 5 hours. Not finding anyone, we decided to make a halt. We went into a small cave. It looks like someone has already been here, because how else can you explain the recently extinguished fire? We started running again. Since it was only 1 day of the exam, I did not use my sensory abilities, although my sensory abilities are much better than those of the same Hyugas. We had been running for about 20 minutes when we saw the grass team. 2 were boys and 1 was a girl. They walked forward without noticing anyone. We attacked them. From behind, Sakura threw kunai and shuriken. Sasuke and I attacked from both sides. One of them used a mud wall, but with a lightning strike I broke that wall. The next moment, Sasuke used a fireball, and I used quicksand and they got stuck in the sand and Sasuke's attack hit the target just like Sakura's shuriken. The grass team switched off and we took the scroll of the sky without any problems. No luck. We headed further and now we'll definitely make a stop. We again walked to the cave where we were, but then we were attacked by some girl and it was Orochimaru. We once met him when Madara and I were running to the village of Ablaka. There we met Orochimaru. Orochimaru knew that Madara and Hashirama were alive because he secretly conducted experiments on the bodies and found out that they were tree clones. Orochimaru attacked with snakes, but Sasuke and I, with the help of Katan, burned them. Noticing me, Orochimaru smiled. Well, hello Naruto. Hello Snake. Do you know her Naruto? Sakura asked. Firstly, it's him. Secondly, yes. It's a boy. Burst out from Sasuke and Sakura. Yes, now go to sleep, Naruto and I need to discuss something. Sasuke and Sakura did not notice how small snakes crept up behind them and bit them. And Naruto, Sasuke said as he fell asleep. You just turned them off. Yes. Okay, let's start our dialogue. Naruto woke up his team and told them to get up. What about Naruto? Where's that weirdo? Sakura asked sleepily. Who are you talking about? Well, that snake. I don't know who you're talking about. Are you by any chance going crazy? But he definitely was. We came across a grass genin who was good at using poisons. He created a smell that causes hallucinations. You inhaled, and I have immunity. Afterwards I quickly defeated him and took his earth scroll. And then he came, and you were sleeping. So these were hallucinations, Sasuke said somehow incredulously. I don't know what you imagined there, but we have to go. I took the earth scroll. Fine. Let's move out. Sasuke said. So we ran to the tower, and on the way I replayed our dialogue. Flashback. After Orochimaru disabled Sasuke and Sakura, we sat down on a fallen tree. So that's what brought you here? I asked. I would like to ask the same thing, said the snake. Although I understand why. Madara Hashirama is dead, right? Yes, I said with sadness in my voice. What did you do with their bodies? Just like they said. Burned it. Clear. Well, now you. Although I also guess. Are you following the Uchiha? You think correctly. Huh, it's not hard to guess about it. But I found a new test subject. And he looked at Naruto with malice. Just try, I'll kill you and don't look at what you taught me for a while. Come on. I can tell you that it won't hurt you. And why should I believe you? Well, first of all, you have the Kyuubi and because of this the cursed seal will not be able to take over your body. So wait, what can this seal do? When you activate it, it increases your physical parameters, as well as ninjutsu. This is interesting. Okay, think about it for now. But I have a question. Which? What are you going to do after the exam? Well, I expected to find Jiraiya and learn the hermit mode. And also then go to Uzumaki, because you told me that most caches are open from the blood of Uzumaki. Clear. By the way, Orochimaru, do you have a scroll of earth, otherwise I'm lazy. What do you give me in return? Well, I'll let you put a seal on me. Coming. Orochimaru put this seal on me and my shoulder hurt. And just as he was about to leave, Orochimaru said. During the third stage, the Sand Village will attack Konoha, I will not interfere. Fine. End of flashback. Finally, after 2 days, we reached the tower and opened the scrolls. Smoke appeared from them and after Iruka-sensei. You passed, well done. You can go to the village, but after 4 days in the main building. Hi. We shouted and went into the village. The third stage of the exam has arrived. Today, Sasuke, Sakura and I came to the tower where they announced to us that many genin had passed and therefore they would hold the third stage. One-on-one fight. The rules were explained to us and the battles began. From the author, guys, I don't want to describe the battles. I'll just say that they went according to canon. Then came the battle between Naruto and Kiba. They entered the arena. Give up. You still won't win. Kiba said confidently. What did you say there? Sorry, didn't hear. These words made Kiba angry and, without waiting for the battle to begin, he began to attack. Kiba attacked me in taijutsu, where he successfully received. After realizing that this would not achieve anything, he used the double dog technique and his dog turned into a copy of Kiba. The two of them attacked me. But, as we understand it, this did not lead to anything. When I got tired of dodging, I began to act. When they once again approached me, I threw them away with the help of futon and, due to my speed, I ended up behind Kiba and put a kunai to his throat. Why not a katana? Well, don't give me your secrets. While I held the kunai to Kiba's throat, I was attacked by his dog, but with the help of Sueton, I imprisoned him in a water prison. I was declared the winner, and the kids in the stands gasped. But personally, I was only interested in one person. And it was that girl from Suna. Why when I look at her? It's as if my problems don't exist. Okay, after the exam, you need to come over. The rest of the battle was so boring. And now comes my fight with Niji. He starts saying something about the fact that I am strong and something about fate and blah blah blah. This really pisses me off. Well, destroy this Konoha and that's the end of it. You have enough strength, probably. Oh Kurama. I don't want to admit it, but my strength is not enough, yet. And by the way, why didn't you talk to me before, huh? I was asleep. That's a flea-infested rug. This is a rug. After that, I immediately came out of consciousness and, like an examiner, wants to start a fight. The battle has begun. At first we stood assessing each other. But after I saw the turned-on Byakugan and his dumbfounded face, I realized that he saw my reserve, although I was hiding it. You. Where do you get so much chakra from? I do not understand what you're saying. I said, shrugging my shoulders. I decided that I had enough of this talk and decided to end it quickly. Suetun, water wave. Raiten, lightning. When I used these techniques, a wave of water saturated with lightning flew at Niji. Niji tried to use some technique, but did not have time. The water covered him, and after 5 minutes, he lay unconscious. Everyone gasped again, some looking with envy and some with admiration. And most importantly, that girl looked at me with an admiring look. I went up to the stands. Then they announced a fight between Sasuke and Gaara. After the fight began, they analyzed each other. Suddenly Sasuke started throwing kunai, and Gaara was protected by sand. Interesting ability. It's true. By the way, did you feel Shikaku's chakra in him? Yes, I also want to take him for myself, because as I understand it, he does not let his Jinchuriki sleep. When did you become so kind? What about Naruto? Oh, how funny. I watched their fight. Sasuke threw shurikens, used a fireball, rushed around the arena, and Gaara just stood in one place. But suddenly Sasuke turns on the Sharingan, and Gaara begins to act. Due to the fact that Sasuke was now near Gaara's sand, he was able to catch his leg. But it turned out to be a clone, and a fireball flew at Gaara from behind. I already thought that was it, but then. After the fireball flew at Gaara, the Sandman was protected by his sand protection. But she became so fast that she protected him 2 seconds before the collision. At first I was surprised, but then I saw that he was starting to transform, and at the same time everyone froze in place and began to fall unconscious. And I saw how the Suna shinobi began to kill the Konoha people. Poison, and even an attack. Those who haven't passed out, grab the civilians and take them to a safe place. Well, that's why I didn't study Iri ninjutsu. Because you're a lazy ass. Who would say red rug? Here Kurama wanted to say something, but he didn't have time because I was listening to him more, but ran after Sasuke, who wanted to catch up with Gaara who had run away. Along the way, I killed Suna shinobi. They tried to pierce me with a kunai a couple of times, but they didn't succeed, and in response they received a katana with wind chakra. I accelerated, and after 2 minutes, I saw how Sasuke was seriously injured and losing to Gaara, or was it Shikaku? I quickly moved to Sasuke and knock him out so that he doesn't find out anything. Then I move to the furious Gaara and apply the seal of suppression. Gaara falls unconscious, and I move into his subconscious. Subconscious. I found myself in a very similar place early on. I ended up in the sewer. Only there was less water here, the walls were not so weak. I quickly went to where there was a large amount of chakra. I walked for about 10 minutes and finally saw this. You can't even call it a cage. All the rods were rusty. The seal barely held the bijou. This raccoon did not let me look at this picture any further. Who are you? You are not my Jinchuriki, then who are you? I'm Uzumaki Naruto. Kurama's Jinchuriki and owner of the Rinnegan. So you are the Jinchuriki of this fox. How far has he come to tell a man his name? And you think I'll believe you that you have our father's eyes? Shut up, you raccoon. Naruto, show him the Rinnegan. Kurama's voice sounded in the air. Okay, Kurama. I closed my eyes and opened them again, but my eyes were glowing with even circles, and there were 3 Tomoyas on each circle. What? How can this be? And he also woke up Tomoya. What? Shikaku was scared. Kurama, who had just gotten out of my seal, asked sarcastically. Kurama, shut up, otherwise you won't be able to talk to him normally. What to talk about? The raccoon asked in a trembling voice. We would like you to reseal into me. And what will this give me? Well, in general, after I reseal all the tailed creatures into myself, I am going to become the strongest in this world and stop these wars, and I will also release all the bijou and they will live without fear of being sealed again. But if they pull me out of him, he will die, and it seems to me that you don't want that. I've already dealt with this. I will simply seal your mind, and the chakra will remain with Gaara, but you can also be restored in me. It will be easier this way for you, for Gaara and for me and Kurama. Okay, I rely on you, the reincarnation of my father. Did you say something? No, nothing, let's seal it already. Fine. I entered the cage and, having placed a seal on Shikaku, his mind began to move into my seal. After all the procedures, only the carcass of chakra lay in Gaara. Kurama, what won't happen if I don't absorb a lot of Shikaku's chakra so that he can recover faster? No, nothing will happen. Nodding my head, I walked up to the carcass and absorbed half of its chakra. Afterwards I returned to the real world and noticed a puppet flying towards me, as well as a large amount of wind. Doton, mud wall. The wall was able to withstand the attacks and I noticed those who launched these attacks at me. These were the Sonovites. What are you doing with Gaara? Kenkuro asked me, I think that's his name. No, it's just that now he won't go on a rampage anymore. If it is true. Then thank you. Said the girl I had a crush on. You're welcome, because I understand who it is when they fear you. Okay, take him to your Irionen. Fine. After that they left. And I went to help our people. The next day. The funeral of the third is being held today. He died during the battle with Orochimaru, but as I heard from rumors, our old man took the hands of the snake from the snake in exchange for his life and now he cannot use techniques. Also after the funeral I came across Jiraiya. As I was told, he is a pervert. He sat on the roof and looked into the women's baths. Without him noticing, I sneaked up behind him and scared him. He got scared and rolled down the roof. Then I heard the girls squealing, and then I saw Jiraiya running away from them. I ran after him and after half an hour, he was able to break away. Who distracted me from collecting material? It was me. I said when I appeared. What, how are you? And then he fell out of this world. Why you are? Yes, I'm Naruto and I'll say right away that I know that you are my godfather and who my parents are. After these words, he fell out of this world again, and then the tears began to flow. Sorry, I couldn't protect your parents, I couldn't even take you in with me. Well, that's enough. I don't blame you, they told me everything that you tried to take to yourself, but that Danzo prevented him. Ask how I know this? It's simple, Hashirama told me, but how he knew it, he kept it a secret. After Jiraiya calmed down, let's go to cafe. We ordered food and started talking. And for some reason I told him about studying with Madara and Hashirama, I don't know why, but next to him, I felt easy and good. After my story, he was shocked. No, he was shocked. After he came back a few times, we started talking about all sorts of topics. So we talked and so I decided. Jiraiya-san, I would like to learn the hermit mode. Why do you need this? My strength is now growing very slowly, but this regime will increase it many times over. Why do you need strength? To stop wars. Interesting. Okay, tomorrow I have to go in search of Tsunade, because she will become the next Hokage. And you will take me with you? Yes, during the journey I will check your strength level, and also teach you some techniques, such as your father's techniques. Which one? In terms of? Well, I mastered the technique of the god of thunder and Rasengan. How is this? Like this. So what technique did you want to teach me? Rasengan. I see, so what time are we leaving tomorrow? At 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, see you tomorrow, Jiraiya-san. Just Jiraiya. So we parted ways. I was already standing at the gate and wondering how I would persuade Tsunade to teach me Irjin-ninjutsu. And then an hour later, Jiraiya came. Oh, hi Naruto. Well, let's go get Tsunade. Yeah. Fine. We left the village and hit the road. On the way I asked. And after we bring Tsunade to the village, how will I get to Mount Myaboku? Using callback. Clear. But first you need to make a contract with the toads. How can I conclude it? This is what I was going to teach you during the hike. You wanted to teach me the Rasengan. Not the point. Fine. After this conversation we walked in silence. And so, when it was already getting dark, we decided to take a break. Okay Naruto, now we will conclude a contract. Yeah. I sat and ate my portion of ramen, and also looked at Jiraiya, who was making seals. Suddenly, a scroll appeared in his hands and he unfolded it further. This is where you sign the contract with your blood. I walked up and saw several different signatures. Right here. He showed me to an empty place. I came up, sat down and bit my finger, it started bleeding and I started writing. A minute later everything was ready. Okay, now make these seals, you will also need your blood and try to summon the toad. I did everything as Jiraiya said and a medium toad appeared next to me, well, like a medium one, for ordinary frogs it was big. Summoning a medium-sized toad the first time is not bad at all. After that, we put the toad on guard so that no one would come close to us, and we ourselves went to bed. The next day, we ate, got ready and hit the road again. I don't know how long we walked, but we reached the village where, according to Jiraiya's information, Tsunade was. As Jiraiya told me, she left the village when her lover and her brother died and then she began to drink a lot and gamble, which she lost. Why didn't I know this, even though Tsunade is my sensei's granddaughter? It's simple. Hashirama only told me that she is the best doctor in the whole world and that's all. We spent the whole day running around all the bars and buildings where there was gambling, but we couldn't find it. And then evening came and now Jiraiya and I are going to a cafe to eat. Yes, we ran around. But you said that you are a good censor. I have never felt her chakra, how can I recognize it? Fair. Jiraiya said sadly. Okay, let's eat now and go to the room. Yeah. We went into some cafe and I immediately bumped into Jiraiya, who stopped abruptly. What is Jiraiya? Look. I looked where Jiraiya was looking and saw two women, one of whom was drinking sake and as I understood it was Tsunade, and the second. I don't even know who she is. After standing there for a few seconds, we headed towards them. It seems that when she saw us, she was surprised, and then grimaced. And when we approached, she began to say. What kind of people, why did they come? And who is this little guy? Tsunade, we need to talk, and this. Naruto, Uzumaki Naruto. I interrupted Jiraiya, I said. I see, what did you want to talk about Jiraiya? Sensei died and he passes the title of Hokage to you. And why should I accept it? Tsunade said, although there was sadness in her speech. Now Konoha is without a Hokage and if you don't become Hokage, then Danzo will be it. Not only I, but also Jiraiya and Tsunade grimaced at this name. Why don't I like Danzo more? And Madara and Hashirama told me about him. Terrible guy. Not interested. Tsunade said opening another bottle of sake. But, Jiraiya wanted to say how I interrupted him. Let's do this, if I can defeat you, then you will become Hokage, and if I lose, then we will leave you behind. I looked at Tsunade's face and simply could not notice this appraising look. Deal. Tsunade exclaimed. But Tsunade-sama, he's also, another girl, who had not intervened in the conversation before, decided to intervene, but when she saw Tsunade's look, she immediately fell silent. We left the cafe and walked a little further from the village. Well, are you ready to lose? P.F. The fight began and I ran towards Tsunade. I didn't know much about her abilities, so I dodged her fist and wanted to hit her in the stomach, but I was prevented by another blow from Tsunade in the chest. The force was enormous, I can't even imagine its full force, because it only hit me with a quarter force. I quickly did a somersault. He stood up and sent a fireball at her, and he disappeared underground, leaving a clone in his place. I was making my way towards her when I felt my clone being dispelled. I began to move faster and in the next seconds I found myself in front of her. "Suetun, water prison," I shouted. Suddenly Tsunade began to be enveloped by water and after a few seconds, she was already in a water ball. "Okay, I underestimated you and that's why I lost." After these words, I released Tsunade. And he hasn't shown all his strength yet. Interesting. After the battle, we didn't talk much and went to our rooms. The next day, we got ready and all went to Konoha. 3 days have passed since we came for Tsunade. On the way to Konoha, I begged Tsunade to at least teach me a little Irian ninjutsu, but she replied that my chakra was too poisonous to learn this. You may ask, why do I need Irian ninjutsu at all? Well, I just wanted it and that's all. Finally a stop and I can practice kenjutsu, otherwise I haven't had good enemies for a long time and I started to philander. Now my goal is to study the Sannin regime, correct me if I wrote it wrong, and then go to Uzushiogakure and possibly find caches that only Uzumaki can open. And everything would be fine, but lately the seal on my shoulder has been hurting a lot, and I don't want to tell others, otherwise they will worry about me. Okay, we need to go to the clearing and warm up. I quickly warned that I would not be gone for long and disappeared from sight. I found the clearing quickly, because first I decided to go to the sound of the waterfall that was there. The clearing was covered with flowers, various herbs, as well as a waterfall complementing this idol. I didn't even want to train and just sit and enjoy this moment, which is what I did. I lay down and put my hands behind my head and looked at the clouds. Oh, I wish I could lie like this forever. And with this thought I fell asleep. I woke up only when they called me. I quickly stood up and headed towards the camp. Everyone had already gathered there and was waiting only for me. I quickly got ready and we hit the road again. Now Konoha is visible, and I see how Tsunade is worried, although she doesn't show it. We walked at a slow pace and could see everyone smiling and bowing to Tsunade, now the new Hokage hidden in the foliage. We quickly got to the center of Konoha where we said goodbye to Tsunade and Shizune, and Jiraiya and I went to Ichiraka Ramen. Well, Naruto, are you ready to go to Mount Myaboku? Come on already. Jiraiya began to make some kind of seals and when he finished he hit the ground and I heard poof. Suddenly we appeared in some place where there were such saturated colors that my eyes took a while to adjust. Suddenly a toad approached us, he had gray hairs on him, and he was also dressed in a gray cloak. Jiraiya, what made you come here and who is this young man? The toad asked him. Hello Fukasaku-san, this is Uzumaki Naruto, I came here to see if Naruto can learn Sannin mode. I will need to talk to the elder, and while you go to my house, Shima has just prepared lunch. Jiraiya agreed, I saw his mocking look on me, I wonder why. And then I realized, because Fukasaku-san's wife, Shima-san, had prepared bugs, which Jiraiya willingly ate. I want to go home. After lunch, Fukasaku-san came and said that he could teach me the hermit mode, but he was excited. Jiraiya, we can go away for a while. Jiraiya went after Fukasaku-san, and I stayed with Shima-san. After Jiraiya was in a good mood or something. After lunch, Jiraiya said that he needed to complete one task, so he would be gone for about 2 years. Traitor. Well, Naruto, your training will begin tomorrow, so get ready. So Naruto, are you ready for the test? Fukasaku asked in anticipation. Agas, said Uzumaki. Then let's start. The battle has begun. The opponents rushed towards each other and began with taijutsu. At first their strengths were equal, but then Fukasaku used hermit mode and began to break through the blonde's defense with the help of Kawazu Kyumite. Noticing that even when Fukasaku misses, he is still hit by damage, Naruto begins to accelerate and strengthen his body with the help of chakra and after takes away dominance from Fukasaku. Fukasaku, noticing that he began to lose, jumps away. Megan, Gamarinsho. Suddenly the space in front of Naruto is distorted and he finds himself in a place very much reminiscent of a stomach. And while Naruto was thinking, he sees that he is surrounded by 4 samurai toads and he is also standing in some kind of cube. Naruto's POV. Let's think about it logically. Fukasaku most likely couldn't move me, because it's unlikely that toads have such a technique, although, anything is possible, because I haven't mastered the hermit mode yet. Okay, let's say it's a genjutsu, but I've already tried to remove it, which means they most likely moved me. Although, exactly. Jiraiya said that the hermit mode techniques are much stronger than ordinary ones, which means that most likely this is a very powerful genjutsu. Finally I understand. I don't understand you. Sometimes you are a terribly brilliant person, and sometimes you become a moron. Kurama should shut up. It would be better to help. Okay, said the fox. Wow, when did he become so kind? Then I felt like in my Kurama's chakra flows. A moment later, I get out of the genjutsu and see Fukasaku rushing towards me. Suddenly I intercept him and throw him away from me. Then I quickly take out the Hiraishin kunai and throw it towards the toad. 8 kunai fly at Fukasaku and he dodges them, but then sees the flight marks of the thunder god. I teleport and hit him on the back, but he managed to soften the fall with chakra. And you are very strong, Naruto-kun. You also use your father's technique. This is no time for talking. In an instant I find myself next to him again without him even having time to react and I decide to finish. Suetun, water prison. Fukasaku finds himself in a prison filled with water. Are you surrendering to Fukasaku-san? Fukasaku nodded and I let him go. Well done, Naruto-kun, you were able to defeat me and, as I understood from your chakra and appearance, you were just warming up. Yes, that is right. Okay, Naruto-kun, tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning he will learn the hermit mode. Hi. I answered. We need to learn quickly and start rebuilding Uzushiogakure. It's also possible that there were scrolls of Fuinjutsu left there. A year later, I don't want to explain what was explained in the canon. During this year, I completely mastered the hermit mode, as well as improved my techniques. For example, if before I released only 9 chains, now I release 25. Also, now I can move thousands of kilometers and will not be knocked out. Also, my sensory abilities improved well, because most of the time I was in hermit mode. Well, that's all. And now I need to go to Konoha, and then to Uzushiogakure and revive it. Today I got up early, at 5 a.m. and started getting ready to go back. I warned Fukasaku and Shima and they said that when Jiraiya returns they will warn him. Now I'm already standing at the exit from the house of Fukasaku-san and Shima-san, and they are still sleeping. What time is it? I fold the seals and whisper, summoning technique, and hit the floor. As soon as I did this, smoke appeared around me and I disappeared with the sound of poof. I found myself in some forest, but that didn't bother me much. I quickly sensed my mark in the residence and teleported there. I found myself at the very bottom of the building, which is why many visitors were scared, but what about me? I just ran up the stairs to the top without even asking permission. I quickly found myself at the Hokage's office and burst into the office without permission. When I entered, I saw only Tsunade and Shizun, and I was glad about that, because I didn't really want anyone else to listen to me. When I entered, Tsunade stared at me with such fatigue in her eyes that I even felt sorry for her. "Yo Bachan, Shizun-san. Naruto-kun, are you back yet?" Shizun asked. "Naruto. Why did you burst into the office without knocking?" Tsunade asked menacingly. "And what am I to you, Bachan? I came to the third one before, but about Bachan, you're old, no?" "Naruto-kun, why?" Before Shizun had time to finish, Tsunade interrupted her. Naruto, okay, tell me why you came. You still have a year of training left." "I have already completed everything and want to start my plan." "Naruto-kun, do you want to move out already?" "Yes, I want to arrange a long-term mission." "Does Jiraiya know?" "No, Fukasaku-san and Shima-san said that they will tell him that I left when he returns. I don't want to distract him." Okay. "I'm setting up an unlimited mission, that is, as long as you need it, you'll be there for as long. Bachan, I told you that if I find a large number of Uzumaki, then I will stay in the village and become a shinobi of the Whirlpool Village. But there is a chance that you will find a very tiny part of Uzumaki." "It's true." "Okay Naruto, just be careful." "Okay Bachan." "Naruto-kun, when are you leaving?" "Tomorrow. Today I will walk around Konoha, and tomorrow I will leave." "Okay, you can go." "Hi." And I flew out of the office and went for a walk around Konoha. Now it was morning, so first I went to practice at the 7th training ground. When I got there, I saw Sasuke and Kakashi. They saw me and we started talking. After the conversation, Sasuke and I decided to spar. We stood opposite each other and waited for a command from Kakashi-sensei. "Oh. I slept well, what did I miss?" "Oh, you red rug. How long can you sleep?" "Actually, I spent all my chakra on you so that your chakra channels would not burst from the stress that you put on yourself on that mountain." "Okay, thank you." "Thanks are accepted, so what's going on now?" "You can see with the help of my vision. I'm lazy." "Red-haired lazy flea rug. What you said?" "What here?" Then I cut off the connection, and just in time, because Sasuke was already rushing towards me with a katana and with the 3 Tomoya Sharingan turned on, and there were already shurikens with kunai nearby. I quickly took my katana, beat off the iron and pulled out the kunai from Hirashin's dimensional pocket. I quickly scattered them, and when Sasuke was already close, I quickly teleported to the farthest kunai and released chakra chains that wrapped around Sasuke, and besides, they sucked out chakra, and Sasuke didn't seem to expect this. Then Sasuke gave up and Kakashi let us go. Sasuke and I went for a walk around Konoha, and when I asked why he gave up, he said that he didn't have a technique that could free him from the chains, and he couldn't dodge because it wasn't unexpected, and also my chains were very fast. As Sasuke himself told me, as soon as I almost got you with my katana, you disappeared, and then I felt your chakra from behind. I just wanted to turn around, when golden chains grabbed me. It was somehow strange for me to see such a balanced and kind Uchiha, because as I remember he was selfish and evil, but now he was not like that. And yet I decided to ask. He answered me that this was not a street conversation, and we decided to go to a cafe. We ordered curry for ourselves and he began the story. "So when you left, I began to train more and more. I trained so hard that even Guy was surprised. A month later I was invited to join ANBU. I accepted the offer and began going on missions. I also began to spend a lot of time in the ANBU library. And then one day we were gathered. The entire ANBU squad was assembled to complete the mission. Mission to destroy the ANBU of the root. Then there was a day that the ANBU called the long-awaited day. Of course, not all people from the root were killed, most were under the influence of the seal of submission. Now the root ANBU obeys Orochimaru. This is where I got stuck. And it only dropped when our order was brought to us and we began to eat. Yes, don't be so surprised. After you left, a month and a half later, Orochimaru came and asked to come back. At first, everyone considered it a joke or an attempt to destroy Konoha, because it was he who killed the third. But that was not the case. The third one was killed by Danzo and he blamed everything on Orochimaru, because this old brat knew that he would be in the exam. Of course, at first there were at least 10 ANBU walking with Orochimaru. Well, after he allowed the Yamanaka clan to cleanse his mind, he became a full-fledged shinobi of Konoha, but of course he is kept on a short leash. Because he has at least 20 explosion tags, 10 subjugating seals, which turned out to be left over from the Uzumaki. I see, but you still haven't told me why you became kind. Oh yes. In short, after we cleaned out the entire route, I found the file of Uchiha Itachi, and then I generally found out about it from Danzo's memory. And I realized that Danzo, not Itachi, was to blame for the Uchiha massacre. He was only following orders. For Itachi, the village and me were more important. He was given a choice. Either his younger brother survives, or the entire Uchiha clan dies. He chose the first option. For the first time I saw tears running down Sasuke's face. Sorry. Nothing. When I meet him, I will tell him everything. Especially what an idiot he is, because if I hadn't found out the truth, I would have killed him and then regretted it. Yes, but know this. If I meet him, I will take him to you. He laughed. Yeah. After that, we chatted a lot more about things, and then went our separate ways. After this conversation, I decided to go home and digest everything. But it was not meant to be, because I was met by my friends, namely, Kiba, Sakura, Hinata, Ino, Shino, Shikamaru, Chuji. When I met them, they began to drag me somewhere, well, except for Hinata and Shikamaru, the first blushed, and the second was lazy. Ask how I became such good friends with them. And after the Chonin exam, they became smarter and stronger, so I became friends with them. So I spent time with friends until the evening. Well, in the evening I went to Mount Hokage. There I sat on the head of the fourth. Dad, Mom, Hashirama, Madara. I hope you find peace and don't follow my boring life. I love and respect you very much. I said it out loud. For some reason, I always feel so calm when I say this. I feel at peace. Heh, time to go home and start reviving Uzushio tomorrow. Rasengan. The sound of a fall was heard. How did these robbers get to you? They climb and climb. Okay, we need to sleep, otherwise we won't have enough strength to get to Uzushio-gakure. The next day, our main character got ready and moved on. Naruto's POV. Quite a long time has passed since I went searching, but I still haven't found any of the Uzumaki. They hide very well. So, according to the map, there is a small village nearby. We need to replenish our supplies. After some time, I finally reached this village. It was small and therefore there were few people there. I found a shop pretty quickly, since I already said that the village is small. Entering the store, I saw a guy about 16 years old. He had black hair, brown eyes and a scar on his right cheek. I quickly bought groceries from him and left. And now I've almost reached the exit from the village when I hear crying. I began to listen to where the crying was and go to it. And so I go around the corner and see 3 guys who were standing next to a guy about 8 years old who looked very scared, but he still covered a girl about 5 years old who was crying and they had red hair. But this doesn't mean anything yet. What are they talking about? We need to listen. How much do you think Uzumaki will cost in the Black Wound, guys? There's definitely 500,000. I have already sold 4 there. I am 5th. I'm not alone yet. Those bastards. I'll kill them. I quickly jump down behind these guys and knock one out. Who else are you? The second one screams and takes out his wakizashi and rushes at me. With one jerk I take out my katana and parry the blow. He has some skills, but that's nothing to me. He quickly realizes that he cannot repeat the blow, so he jumps back and blows out a fireball. I dodge and throw shurikens and one hit him right in the head and he falls. There remains the last one, who did not help his comrade, but simply ran away, a coward. I hate those. I use a stone wall in his path and he crashes into the wall. Passed out. Weakling. I create a clone and he picks it up and carries it to the second one who was knocked out. I run up to the children and watch them trembling and looking at me with fear. Don't worry, I won't touch you. I see several abrasions on them. Crap. That's why I still didn't persuade Grandma Tsunade to teach me Ireninjutsu. Maybe. Don't even think about it. They can die from my chakra. Yes, they are Uzumaki, but now they are weak and small. Exclamation point. Okay, let's just buy some healing ointments. Oh, I see they haven't perked up much. What's your name? Asked the boy. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, what about you? It seems that on my behalf they have become more calm. This is not good, they will need to be taught that they cannot so boldly trust everyone. My name is Seino. Uzumaki. Said the boy. My name is Itazura. Uzumaki. The girl said proudly. What were you doing here and why did these people bother you? Today it was our turn to go get food for the remaining clan members. The guy said. Oh, there will have to be a lot of work to do so that he no longer shares revelations with strangers. How do you know about the clan? The adults told. Now they are sick. They said that during the attack on the island, they gathered a small crowd and, with the help of Fuins, were transported away from the island. And since they had previously fought with enemies, they experienced chakra exhaustion and for some reason it does not go away. I see, why then doesn't anyone teach you? There are few adults left and they work tirelessly and therefore they have no time. Clear. Let's go to the store and get a couple of medicinal ointments. It's not worth it. The girl said embarrassedly. Come on, just go get some groceries. They walked shyly towards the store, and I fell into thought. So, we have a group of Uzumaki, the adults of whom are sick, and some of whom work very hard. As I understand it, they make seals, but why then don't they have time to teach the little ones, because if they taught them Fuina, then they would earn little, though not much. Or do they want them to not transition into adulthood just yet? Yes, even if so, weren't there guys who would watch how their clanmates made seals? In general, everything is strange. While I was thinking, we had already reached the store and entered. It was the same store that I had gone to before. They began to say what was needed from the list and, it was meager. There weren't enough products there. Therefore, after they bought everything, I asked them to wait for me at the entrance. When they left the store, I ordered 3 bags of groceries, some medicinal ointments, and several boxes of medicinal pills. After paying, I placed it all in a scroll and left. The only thing I didn't put in was a couple of ointments that I initially promised the guys. Here you go. Thank you. Oh, maybe you'll come with us, you're also an Uzumaki. This is what I wanted. Of course, let's go. While we walked, they talked about their lives. They said that some children are sold on black wounds. And they can't do anything. Of course, as they said, they are not trained much by slightly older guys, but they don't have good skills either. As I thought, there are guys who spied the work of their clan members and are now teaching some of them this. Although, as I was told, their knowledge is also poor. And so, while talking, we approached the house. It was clear that it had almost collapsed. The house was 2 stories high and it was covered with a barrier. This is where the story ends.